All right, Diane Olick, thanks very much. Let's go right to Steve Meister. He's managing partner at Meister CNBC. He is a real estate expert. Steve, welcome back to the program. What happens here? How bad is this going to be? If the Bush tax cuts are not extended and the short sales, of course, are a taxable event, what's going to happen? We going back to foreclosures and more price collapses?
I think if it doesn't get extended, Larry, as part of the election year politics, you are going to see a sharp drop-off in short sales. On top of that, the whole asset class is drying up as a general matter. That's why you saw sales off in August. But people are not going to want to take the hit of the forgiveness of debt with a short sale. And in the case of foreclosure, they can kind of push that off because the bank at least has a theoretical right.
But the hit. Just to be clear on this, part of the hit on the short sale is a tax hit because the IRS regards the debt forgiveness as income, and income has to be taxed. Now, the Bush tax cuts specifically exempted that. Here they go again. Are we going to see, for example, home prices, which have been rising at 5 to 10% lately, drop another 10 or 15 or 20% because the market's going to be drowned with foreclosures because the short sales are cooked?
Well, I think in a way you might see a false price rise because I believe, Larry, the reason we've seen that price rise you just referenced is because of the mix of short sales or REO foreclosure sales. In other words, the distress sales have gradually gone down, so it appears like there's a price rise. And that might continue as the short sales are contracting due to the loss of the tax program.
Let me go back to my pal, Steve Meister. Steve Meister, are you expecting, just as an ordinary person who writes the occasional column and follows the politics, do you think we're going to have a big, smacking, huge tax hike after the election? Do you think that the so-called tax cliff, we're going to all fall into it?
I think it's a real risk, Larry. I think we're at this fiscal cliff. I think Obama's been engaged in this class warfare his entire 4 years, and I think he sees it as taking from the rich to give to the poor, although it's obviously just transgenerational distribution that he's engaged in. Romney's got to come out with significant permanent tax cuts.
Right.
That's the supply side way, and that's what we got to do.